Hey friends, welcome to another video. Today, I'm going to be screen sharing my journey through the Fender Mod Shop. Now, the Fender Mod Shop is different than the Fender Custom Shop, in case you're curious. You don't build something entirely from scratch. You basically build and customize, as the name suggests, you just mod some of the existing models. But you may be wondering, why would I do that? How expensive is it? Well, I just went through a journey, and I will tell you all about it. So, I want a Jaguar. And as you can see, there are a number of Jaguars here. I want to stick with the American family. I like the specs on the original 60s. As you can see, it's $2150 plus tax. The 3-color burst, I'm not a big burst guy if you follow the channel. Daphne Blue is okay. The surf green has never really been my thing, even though I acknowledge that it is objectively cool. And that's it for $2,200, really $2,300, $2,400 by the time you pay tax. Johnny Marr, I'm not looking for an artist model thing, which leaves me basically with, they don't even have it listed anymore. This is hilarious. Case in point, there was at one point the Fender American Professional Jaguar, which I owned. And we'll click on a link here just to look at it. Oh, there it is. It's just not in the menu on their site. Nope, it's gone. Okay. So now we see the struggle in a nutshell. I would assume that means they're getting ready. This is December 2021. They're probably getting ready to do the Professional 2. Okay, well, just look at reverb. Very handy. They've got, I think, 4 colors in it. I had it in the red, and I did a review on this channel. There's the red. Came in a white. Came in a tobacco burst. Came in, I think they're calling that the, oh my gosh, I have it on 2 instruments. It's, well, oh my gosh. We'll get back to that. Okay, let's see. Sonic Gray, good Lord. Yeah, I have it on a Strat and a jazz bass. And then the Antique Olive, which I think is a very cool color. So you actually have some good color options there. Those were about $1,500 new. As you can see, people are asking about new price for them. I don't know why this person's asking $2,000. It's a limited edition. It looks like it's not really that limited, but I'd have to look at the specs. Anyway, back to the Fender website. The Vintera is very cool. That's Mexican made, so it's one of those where it's like, yeah, you buy it for $1,150 and then it plummets to maybe $750, $850 in value. And I had a Vintera Jazzmaster that I thought was a very nice guitar. Very noisy, and wasn't a huge fan of the neck on it. And Jaguar, I'm looking for. I'm mostly a Strat player, but I really enjoy the short scale sometimes, and sometimes I want just a little more dirt on my, a little more drive in the signal than a Strat can really accommodate. At least I play very mellow Stratocasters. So I went to say, okay, it's $1,500 for the American Professional, which is what I'm shopping. It's about $2,200 for the American Original. Can I come in somewhere in between there while kind of speccing it out the way I want? And the answer, thankfully, is yes. If we go to the mod shop here, we will start building this Jaguar, and there are a couple tricks here. So you'll see they're closed in December for factory floor, whatever. So we start with the orientation. I am right-handed. That's an easy choice. The body, you can choose alder, which is what they use on almost all American professional instruments. You can also choose a roasted pine, which I really dig. The problem is it only comes in the Sienna Burst or a Butterscotch Blonde. For a Telly, that Butterscotch Blonde with the black pickguard is my look. But for Jaguar, neither of those are really scratching that itch for me. And you can, read about the different woods. That's punchy and complex tone with their roasting treatment, whereas alder is bright, balanced, pronounced upper mid-range, excellent sustain, and sharp attack. So we're going to stick with the alder, and I already ordered mine. So I'm just going to show you the way I ordered it and my rationale, and then how to save a little money on it. Okay, so there are all these colors. I'm a real sucker for blues and grays, and if you're familiar with their product line and you've seen them in stores, You know that the ice blue doesn't quite look like that. That's really interesting. Oh, I guess when you hover over it, it shows you what it looks like in different lights, which is really slick. Well, then I take it back because, yes, Daphne Blue can look anywhere from that light to that dark depending on the room it's in and how much lighting is on it and the color of the lighting. So that is a very cool feature that I just discovered. Sonic Gray, I'm very familiar with that one. I would say mostly it ends up looking a little darker than what's on here. And occasionally, if it's really washed out, it'll look white. So anyway, the color I went with is Charcoal Frost Metallic. I am a huge fan of this color. Fender did it on some Strats in the 2010s era and maybe some Tellys as well. And people upcharge for this color, even though the color itself shouldn't really cost anything extra because it's just a color. You know, it's not a special tone color or anything like that, whatever guitarists try to tell you. Anyway, it's just a bit harder to find, and as someone who loves grays and blues, this is really my jam because it's got the charcoal frost means it's gray with just a hint of some kind of blue in there. I'm a big fan. Okay, so necks. Now you can pick, it says picking the neck shape, but really you're also picking the material because here you've got a C to D, which is a very cool neck. I've played it on the Ultra Series Fenders. And as you can see, if you select that neck, oh, there's no upcharge. That's pretty crazy. So C to D, it did not update the fingerboard material. Oh, okay. So the C to D, you can pick maple or rosewood, which is very cool. A lot of these neck options will lock you into only one fingerboard option. So the deep C, I know this is what they're using on the professional series. You can go either wood there. The Maple 60s C with binding and lacquer, I think that's going to be a glossier feel, and you can see, yeah, it's got that tint to the maple there. Very cool. It's got binding, which is kind of a next level thing, although it seems to be quite common on Jaguars to get some binding on the neck. I'm not sure it really does that much to it other than aesthetics. Maybe it feels a hair different. So you can see as I jump from the 60s to the modern C Jaguar, you can see that maple color fade from the tint to the modern. It's got the skunk stripe there. And most of these come with both fingerboards. However, I went for the solid rosewood, which warns you is a $200 upcharge. Don't worry, we're getting a discount that is available to everyone. And yeah, I think that's a really sharp look. So now we go to pickguard material. In general, I'm just a huge fan of parchment. Clean, simple. You know, you can, the aged pearl, I've kind of just over all of the pearloid things. So I was either going to go mint green, which I was worried. I'm like, if it comes out that mint green, that's great. But if it comes out any greener than that, I would be concerned about it. And it's doing the throbbing color thing. So the parchment, I think, is the winner. I think it just pops. The black, I think, also looks very sharp, but it's starting to maybe get too dark with the dark fingerboard, dark headstock, and dark color. So I want the contrast there. And to me, you know, the Jaguar, all of these Fender offsets and really Fender guitars look like kind of classic cars. And to me, this kind of has the look of like the gray Shelby that the Sean Connery Bond drove. So we give it a little bit of white. We give it the curves. We give it the dark gray. Very cool. The plastic parts, they're really just talking about the tip of that and the pickup covers, not the volume tone knobs or even the switch, which is interesting. So I don't like when they seem mismatched, although you can never really match plastic parts with the pickguard. So I'm going to go vintage white, as close as possible. Now, pickups. Here's the trick. You've got to pick between V-Mod Jaguar, which is what they put in the American Professional Series, and the pure vintage 62 Jaguar, which they put in the original 60s. I think that might even be a 65 pickup. So these things are very, very difficult to compare. If I say in Google, VMod Jaguar pickups versus 62 original pickups. There's maybe a couple videos. Okay, there's one video there. Another one here. But when I was looking directly on YouTube, it was people, modding out their Squires with different pickups. Here they are in the stock guitars. So there's a couple comparisons, but Fender's website is not super helpful. And what I was worried about was with the pure vintage, would they be noise canceling? Would they be reverse wound? Because in some of I think they're called the pure vintage 59 Strat pickups, which I loved the sound of, but they were not hum canceling. And on a Strat, that's kind of clutch. With these being hotter pickups, I really want the series position to be hum canceling. So I went with the VMod Jaguar after listening to them. They're high output. They're the blend of Alnico pickups in different positions. And they have not gone back to VMod version 2 for the Jaguar, at least not yet, which to me says they got it right the first time. Now, standard tuning machines, you can do the locking tuners for 50 extra. And a lot of people like these. I like the function of them. I think they do work pretty well. I think they're just big and dorky looking. And I really like the classic gear tuners. Here, if you put the string in properly, you put the string down into it so the tip of it is in there. And very clean look on your headstock, and I think they hold tune very well. I'm not going to be doing Hendrix-style dive bombs on this. I might just do a little tremolo, and the classic gears have served me very well in the past, and there's no upcharge for that. Bridge, there's only one option, and I think they've got that bridge working pretty well in terms of tuning stability and string breakage. I've played it. It's the same one as the American Professional. Hardware, only chrome is the option right now. Obviously, if you're doing custom shop, you could have them put gold hardware or black hardware, probably come up with something unique. There's the Fender strap buttons, strap locks, which I'm assuming then that they would throw in the part that goes on your strap. It's unclear here. But I've actually moved away from strap locks because I find that they're hard on your guitar after time. However, I also now have to catch my guitar. Every time I throw it over my shoulder, the standard strap seems to just pop off as soon as it lands, and I have to catch it and then reattach it, and then it stays. It's all annoying, but I mostly am a bedroom player, and I sit anyway, so it's kind of moot. I can always upgrade that later. 9s or 10s are the standard options. I'm going to have them set it up for 9s. That's how they ship the American Professional, and I think even the Ultras and whatnot. I know how to set it up for 10s later if I want to, or even 11s. I know some people go much heavier string, but I'm not interested in getting the lightest or heaviest string possible. I'm about finding the optimal string. So I'll do that once it shows up. Then case and packaging, you get the nice flight case. And as you can see, it says that I'm now up to $2,000, which is something I spec'd out. I picked the colors. I picked everything I wanted. It's still cheaper than what I would have bought with the American Original 60s. It's $500 more, seemingly, than the American Professional, which I can't even buy new from Fender anymore. So we'll say review and accept. You can print out that spec for your reference. Say, yeah, I acknowledge you cannot return a Mod Shop thing unless they didn't build it the way you specified. So as it's adding to cart here, I'm going to tell you, here's where the real secrets come in. You can save 10% on your order with the Fender Play annual plan, which is $89. So by spending $90 on this Fender Play thing, I can save $200 there. That's kind of a no-brainer. So you add that to the cart, and then you see, okay, well now my price overall is down to $1,900. I could give this away as a gift at Christmas or something like that. And that's just kind of a cool bonus. Then as I go to checkout, and you may see some changes here. Okay, so this is not happening now, but yesterday when I placed my order, I will pull it up here on the screen, and you can see that they, let's see. Okay, there's my order. That's the spec. Jag receipt. There it is. Okay, so as you can see here, I ended up paying only $16.19 for it. They did not end up upcharging me for the neck, which is very cool. So I paid $17.99, really $16.19, plus the $90 there, which means I paid maybe $100 extra on top of what I would have normally paid for something I didn't have any say in at all, just taking something off the shelf. So for $100 more, I got this beautiful thing being handmade or hand assembled for me. And if I wanted a lot more customization than this, and I wanted some quirky features and some custom wiring, you have to go to the custom shop, and then you're going to pay $3,000 to $5,000, maybe $6,000. As opposed to this, came in well under $2,000. Very cool guitar. It is one of a kind as far as I know, since I spec'd it out this way and I have weird taste. So there you go, the Fender Mod Shop. A thing of beauty, because if you're going to buy a new Fender, why not get everything on it the way you like without having to pay custom shop fees or just accept things based on availability or stock. Now, they said normally this takes about 30 days to ship. So if you're impatient, maybe that's a reason not to use the Mod Shop. To me, that is not going to be a problem. I've got plenty of other guitars to play with, and I'm happy to sit back and wait. This one, they said, will take more than 30 days because January 10th is when they start assembling again. So today's December 11th, so I have to wait 1 month before they start it, and then another month after that. Again, I really don't mind because I've wanted a Jaguar like this for years, and 30, 60 days. So anyway, I hope that was helpful. And by the way, I did call Fender and make sure that they didn't swap out a spec or anything like that. I called them, they read my specs to me, confirmed the price, and said, oh yeah, sometimes our website just overestimates. So be sure to put it in your cart. Spec it out, put it in your cart, maybe even go a couple steps into the process and see if they knock some money off along the way there for you. And that Fender Play thing seems like a no-brainer. I may even activate it myself and do some reviews of Fender Play if you're interested in to see how that goes. Anyway, hope this was helpful. Hope you learned something. And I hope you go play with that Fender Mod Shop because it is super fun. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more videos. And please leave a comment. Tell me what you think of both what I've designed here and of the Mod Shop. I would love to hear if you have an experience with it, good or bad. And have a great day, and I'll see you soon.